maintain that the US really had a very privileged position in being the issuer of the reserve currency, and that would have been fine if not, let's say, from 1993 or around that period, under the guidance of Larry Summers, the US began building up and using that privilege in order to exploit the rest of the world by promising them value for the dollars, which they can never repay. And you can see that the enormous growth in the let's say in the debt of the US against the rest of the world drove the consumer industry, consumer society, where people are used to eating and drinking and using and enjoying the wealth, but they never have to do anything for it. They just go into debt. Now that period seems to be coming to an end with a collapse of the whole mechanism that allowed that to happen. Let's say the international financial system is about to suffer a cardiac arrest, a new one under the weight of the derivatives bubble, which is like $426 trillion, the Dubai building bubble, the real estate, commercial real estate bubble. They're all gonna crash and they're all gonna come down. And even though people are saying that this is like a very weird recovery because it's a jobless recovery, that's the complete nonsense of a group of people that try to maintain an institution and a status quo that is just sucking the life out of every citizen. It's a Ponzi scheme. It has been a Ponzi area where people thought they were making money, but they were only making more promises and more promises. And China is backing out of that, and that the whole story means that it will come to an end. But now, so then there's a challenge. If the whole US goes bankrupt, and you'll see that the politicians and the banks will try to involve everybody in that process, while only they, the politicians and the banks, are responsible. Basically because the campaign funds needed to be elected in the US are for such an extent that you really cannot be elected based on funding from citizens, and corporations quickly outweigh citizens in their support, so you have to adjust the laws in the interest of the corporations and the banks. And that corrupts the whole law and let's say removes it from the needs of the people. You know, previously people worked to create fair laws for hundreds of years, and now recently those laws have all been skewed and corrupted by the corporations. You know, and that leads to all kinds of abuse, and people will have to stand up to it. And there's the biggest challenge, I think, because and it's a personal opinion on morality. I think, and I agree with, I think Mr. Carlin said that, he's one of the comedians, that it's really it's been an effort to corrupt the morality of the citizens, because it's commercially interesting to have individualistic, egocentric, detached, discriminating, etc., citizens in your country, because they will have to buy all the stuff themselves. They can never cooperate. They always need help. You know, they're just so unadjusted in society, but they're commercially interesting. So that's why you have Homer Simpson, and that's why you have Family Man, that's why you have, let's say, legalization of prostitution, and let's say, a glamorization of the whole prostitution and the porn industry. That's why. That's because, you know, you cannot even have a relationship for free anymore. You need to buy it now. What needs to grow in the mind, in my opinion, of the American people is a new sense of morality. And then I'm not talking about religious morality, but individualistic morality. What is right and what is wrong? What makes people better and stronger and what doesn't? And as long as they do that, they'll overcome this whole disaster. And until they do that, they will not.